Hello, I'm Jeb Vitog from Harrison's Harbor Watch Restaurant in Ocean City, Maryland, here at WBOC's historic Studio D. You're watching Delmarva Life.
Oh, Jeb's cooking in the kitchen. Can't wait to taste what he has. Well, Easter has its share of traditions, egg decorations and hunts, chocolate bunnies, sunrise church services, and of course, the Easter lily. For many, the beautiful trumpet-shaped flower symbolizes purity, virtue, innocence, hope, and life. Well, gardening expert Jenny Rosenkrantz with the University of Maryland Extension Office is here to show us how to care for our Easter lilies and other popular spring flowers. I'm so excited it's spring, aren't you?
I am so tired of snow.
I know, right? Okay, so we're going to start off with the Easter lily.
Right.
There's a little history behind it.
Yeah, these are actually grown originally in Japan. And they were brought to the United States by a gentleman who was in Japan, and he liked them, dug up the bulbs, filled his suitcase, and brought them back to the West Coast.
Brought them over, and they survived. Now, it's important when we take care of these to get a good look at the color, right?
Yes. What you want to do when you're choosing a lily, you want to make sure that the foliage is green from the top all the way down to the bottom. That means that the plant has been well cared for, and it's really going to be healthy.
All right. And then how about the flowers?
Okay, you want to take a look at the flowers too. I like to choose a plant that has at least one flower open. That way I know that when I bring it home, it's going to give me what I want.
If you said you bought this one a couple days ago?
I bought this one, 2 or 3 days ago, and it had this flower open right here, and this was just beginning to open, and now this one's totally open. And if you look at this guy, this is just beginning to open.
Ready
so going to
open. Yeah, yeah. And of course, when we're picking out one in the store, obviously we don't want it to be wilted. And
you know, a lot of people don't know how to look for something like that, but the easiest way to kill a lot of plants is to overwater it. And if you see this, and these guys, the leaves look kind of wilted, or the whole thing looks like it's sort of wilted, that could be a sign of root rot or bulb rot, and you don't want to have that. So what you want to do is take a look at it, make sure it looks like it's decent. This guy is leaning, but that's because it was probably going, I'm number one. And it really is fine. So, you know, it's good. The other thing you want to do is when it's in bloom, there's some yellow anthers with pollen on it, and you want to go ahead and clean them out. I'm going to just pull them out right now. And
is that a tissue?
This is a tissue, and I'm just sort of pulling these guys out right now. What that does is it prevents the staining of the flower, and it prevents the staining of your clothes or your face, especially if you put your nose in the flower. You end up with a yellow nose. Not maybe the nicest look.
Okay, how long do these typically, or how much light do they typically need?
Well, in your house, they would like to have bright but indirect light. They've been in a greenhouse, so they've had all the light that they can possibly use. So what you're doing is you're kind of like toning it down. So put it in an area where it has bright but indirect light, like not in front of the window, but a little bit to the side of the window. And you know, when you water it, maybe water it once a week. And what I like to do is tell people to take it out of the container, especially if it's one of these, you know, plastic containers, and water it, let it sit on like a plate or something like that for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So it can drain a little bit? So it can drain out, and then once it's done draining, after about 10 minutes, then you can put it in your decorative container.
And what about planting them outside? We can do that, can't we?
Yes, you can. Remember, these guys came from the outside.
That's true.
And on the Delmarva Peninsula, we are an area where we can go ahead and plant them, and we have like 90% chances of them reoccurring. So a bright, sunny area in your yard.
Right.
And they're happy.
Yeah. If you do have them in your, well, I guess even in your yard, you want to keep them away from cats. I did not know this.
Yes. Cats, not dogs, but cats. When you think about it, cats love to play with things. They're always messing with things, and they're curious critters. But apparently this is toxic to cats. So if you have indoor cats, don't plant them, don't bring them inside. And if you have cats outside, don't plant them outside.
Keep it, yeah. All right, we have daffodils here. We're already seeing these sprout up around.
Oh,
is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. Daffodils love the cold weather, which is nice. And they were looking fabulous in the snow. They look a lot better out of the snow, I think, too. But this is something else that people can go ahead and give as a present, as an Easter, or just a holiday, you know, spring is here thing. And enjoy them, keep them in a bright but indirect sunlight. They like to stay cool. And again, don't water them too much, maybe once a week. And then when they're done blooming, well, you can go ahead and plant them outside, because these guys, you don't have to worry about these guys.
All right. This is gorgeous.
Oh, calla lilies.
Oh, I love it.
Aren't they gorgeous?
They are.
They come in pure white, they come in yellow, and then they come in these gorgeous rose, pink, or purple colors. Now, actually, what you're seeing right here, this pretty flower right there, that's not the flower. That is a modified leaf.
Really?
The flower's on the inside, but they're really nice. And again, they do beautiful in the house. Again, the bright indirect sunlight. Again, don't overwater them. But once they're finished blooming, you can go ahead, after it warms up, last danger of frost, put them out there, and again, a bright, indirect area, sunny area, a little bit more protection for the calla lilies, please.
Okay, we cannot end the segment without talking about the tulips.
I love tulips.
That represents spring right there.
I agree with that. And the thing is, where we are, it is so far warm that they don't always come back. So I don't mind having these. These are actually grown in water. This is hydroponics. Isn't that cool?
That's interesting.
So these have not really had any nutrients the whole time they've been growing like this. So I would actually tell people to go ahead and throw them out or compost them. And my husband said, "You're not going to do that." So I'm going to go ahead and plant these after they finish blooming.
Right. And you're starting them in the water, right?
Yeah, I'm starting them in the water. Now, they won't bloom next year.
Okay.
Because they really haven't had any nutrition other than pure water.
Okay.
And that's too much of a diet for them. But if you plant them in an area where they get morning sun, afternoon shade, and you don't have any voles or moles, then, well, actually voles, then they might come back.
Okay. Jenny, always good information.
Thank
and,
you.
They're so beautiful. Thanks for joining us. And of course, if you missed any of these gardening tips, go to delmarvalife.com. Click on the Show tab, now located on the left side of the home page. Well, up next on Delmarva Life, are you at risk for diabetes? Our next guests explain how easy it is to determine your risk and how you and your family can participate in the Chesapeake Day Toward the Cure. But first, you still have time to get today's Delmarva Life Daily Deal. Today's deal, 50% off a regular bath, brush, and nail groom package at Tails and Tubbs in Salisbury. Don't forget, you can get our daily deal on delmarvalife.com or download the free Delmarva Life Daily Deal app for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Now you can get our great deals right in the palm of your hand. We'll be right back.